Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Jayster Show. My name is Jordan Eaton, aka Jayster. Bit about me, I'm the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Wickel's Gaming. Wickel's Gaming is a gaming organisation based out of the UK. We have both UK and US members. So the podcast, really, the reason why I'm starting this today is we're going to be talking about a number of different topics. Could be from esports to general world topics, and a lot more content to come, really. So I thought I'd start this really to engage with the people of Wolves, the people that support the Wolves, and people that don't even know about the Wolves. So this topic today, first episode, we're going to be talking about esports because my background is esports. So we're going to be talking about basically the esports community and cheating, because the last couple of weeks, obviously, there's been a few cheating scandals, which we'll be talking about a little bit later on. But we also want to hear from you. If you've had any experiences with cheaters, any aimbotters, anything of that nature, make sure you put it in the comments because we want to hear from you guys as well. But now what I want you to do is introduce to you and to all the viewers and myself as well, a really good friend of mine he's in the organisation. He's the competitive general manager for Wickel's Gaming. His name is Toothless, or Scott Muir.
What's happening, Trips? How's it going?
There we go. We can hear you now.
What's going on?
How are we, Scott?
I'm brilliant, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, smashing things up already. No, I'm smashing, mate. Just want to say before we get started, thank you very much for letting me be the first ever guest on the Jayster channel. This is great.
Go. It's looking pretty good. We've already got Rev. Big respect to Rev. And we've also got Ash watching as well. Much love to you guys. Obviously, they're Wolves as well. But this week, we're talking about cheating in games. So, first of all, Scott, have you experienced cheating gaming before?
Not in the big sense as of like PC gamers. For people that don't know, I'm a PS4 console player. The only time I've ever really came across cheaters has been this year with cross-platform games. So, i.e., your big one, which will probably be a topic of conversation tonight, is Warzone. Coming up against cross-platform players, which obviously PC have their main hacks. Yeah. But that's the only time I really came against it is Warzone, and you can clearly tell. You're sitting watching the guy that's lasered you from 150 meters away, who's lasering you with a Ram 7 that's got a hard recoil gun or whatever else, and you sit and watch them, and they're already on like 45 kills 10 minutes into a game. They're snapping on people, so that and it's funny to watch. It's heartbreaking, but it is funny. It's in some sense it's a content to watch as well, but it's heartbreaking when you do come across a cheater.
With cheating, it's one of those, like, you either take it one of two ways. So it's like you can either go down the really, really rage route, or Chris Reed, he's one of those paladins. If somebody's cheating on that game, he'll make everybody in the lobby report that person now. And it's just, or you've got people like myself and you, and it's just like, come on, what is the point? Yeah. But it can ruin games as well.
No, 100%. Like we had this discussion before. Warzone, potential to be a great game, still has got potential, but it just got rushed, which obviously had a lot of mechanic failure to it. Still to this day, you're still getting the anti-cheat guys coming out wanting to solve it and sort it. Personally, growing up playing like story-based games and only jumping in like Halo and your time splitters, multiplayer, all that kind of stuff, I never really came across anything that you could class as cheating until like obviously the recent years of Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, all these kind of games that you're jumping in. But like I know lots of stories, and I've watched lots of videos on cheating in esports or cheating in general, and there's some really funny ones and there's some like really serious ones that are a bit too much to believe for gaming.
So let's talk about the funny one first of all. The one name that comes to my head when we're talking about funny cheating is FaZe Jarvis.
Yeah.
He did a content. How stupid can you be? Seriously, like, I'm going to upload a video of me downloading aimbot and I'm going to upload it onto YouTube. Do you really think you're not going to get banned?
Ridiculous.
And then he cries. Like,
yeah, I was going to say that was the funniest part of that whole video. The Logan Paul, I'm so sorry for my regrettable mistakes. I never meant to do it. Like that was worth the video in itself. Just the apology video. It was brilliant. One of the funniest ones for me, Christ, this was back in like 2013. It was when the CS:GO Asian tournaments were going on, and a guy called Forsaken was snapping on people and hitting these rad shots, and like the mods kind of clicked onto it. Went to his computer live on stage, and he was like adamant, like trying to move them out the way. When they found his computer, they found out that he downloaded hacks, but he'd ironically named them Word.exe. It's thinking he could get away with it. And the guy just kind of stood there on stage, just looked at the camera and just shrugged, like knew he'd been caught out. I just thought it was really funny. The guy is using the word exe.
The thing that you've got to think about is obviously within esports, you've got to brand yourself as a player. So if you think about it, like him now, his reputation is going to be tarnished for the rest of his life. That
100%.
he's been caught as a cheater. It's sad, really, because it's taken esports is all about fun. And if you're going to compete, yes, you might make a bit of money, but if you cheat, you get caught. And majority of the times you do get caught, you're not really going to be able to earn that money. And there's some decent money in esports, I'll tell you that. Yeah. But I think a nice aspect is, well, it's not a nice aspect, but I think it's funny when obviously there's cheaters going around, and now it's hard to appreciate talent, because soon as somebody crap comes on the scene and they're legit, everybody's like, he's got to be cheating, he's got to be aimbotting, he's got to be aimbotting, because there is this big now controversy with aimbotting, cheating. Let's not just talk about aimbotting and stuff like that, but you've also got like the scrap situation from last week, the other week. A form of cheating is literally, well, everybody's coming out saying it's not cheating, that it's an advantage, but it was a crossplay tournament, and he turned crossplay off just so he could be in PC tournament, so he could be in PlayStation. So he weren't going against Xbox, he weren't going against PC, and he won 100. That team won 150k.
Yeah,
and Symphony called him out live on stream.
Yeah, exactly. But like, this is the thing, then, and this can cause debate in the chat or debate in any sort of sense. Does the chat see that as cheating, or do they see that as like a smart play? Because it didn't say anywhere in the rules that you must have crossplay enabled. It didn't come up as a fault. It was just kind of like an unwritten gentleman's agreement, if you call it. So did these guys cheat, or did these guys just have like a 200 IQ play and think that in advance and just play against what? Because they knew they were going to win if they were playing just against players.
I think, in my opinion, personally, I think it's borderline. I think some players will. Symphony's gone on a mad rage saying he's cheated. Some people, some members of like Center, he's turned around and said, "Listen, no advantage. I'd do the same." Hector Rodriguez has even come out and said, "Listen, don't think it's cheating, don't think it's right, but what's done is done, I guess." And that's he's a big CEO. Do you know what I mean? He plays as well, but it's one of those. I guess it's obviously it's one of those controversial things. But cheating, to me, I think obviously people get banned. But do you think they should be just banned from the game, or do you think they should be banned across platforms?
It's a weird one for me, because if we go back to FaZe Jarvis, obviously he got banned from Fortnite. Like he's done all the rest of it. But looking at statistics now, I think he's making a little bit more money from like the content of like the FaZe house and with all the other FaZe boys and all the rest of it. Fair enough, it was a passion of his and he was cranked at it. But if somebody's cheating, right, in my personal opinion, the only reason they're cheating is because they're not good at the game, or they know that they're going to get beat in some sort of. Because I never understand going into pub lobbies and teaming up with a bunch of boys that are your friends, and then you're getting absolutely done in by a cheater who's clearly not getting anything out of it. He's just getting a win. Like his stats are going higher. Like, yeah, cool, no worries. So what? So I think if these guys are actually going out their way to properly cheat, especially in pubs and in tournaments or comps, they should be getting some sort of life ban from. It's hard to say from a console, because I don't think you could actually ban somebody from.
You don't see a lot of console cheaters.
Sorry, from a PC, like not being able to play any game on PC. I think any sort of tournament in any other game, definitely. Like if one person is playing Warzone and then they move over on to Fortnite or Paladins or whatever else, I don't think they should be allowed to play that a competitive state. And I think once a cheater, always a cheater kind of thing. Such as life.
Yeah. Well, we'll. But I think a nice aspect to cover as well is if you look at it from this standpoint, is if you've got somebody that's cheating and they're going to tournaments. Majority of the time, the tournaments are providing the PC, they're providing the PlayStation, they're supplying the Xbox. So it's PC's easier to get cheats and stuff like that. You don't see many cheaters on Xbox or PlayStation. This is hard for me to say that because obviously I play PC now. Obviously, coming from Xbox, your PlayStation yourself, we don't see as much, like you said before. You don't see many cheaters now. Now, obviously, with the cross-platform, you will start seeing them.
Yeah.
But do you think that's ruining games, or do you think it's just it's one of those? It's just a backlash of crossplay, I guess.
It's a weird one for me because I don't have a lot of friends that have a PlayStation. The two main lads that I entered in a Warzone tournament with back when it first opened, and we became third in, which was pretty decent. They were both Xbox. And there was no way we could have done that if there was no cross-platform. Same with Fortnite came out. A lot of my guys were Xbox. Majority of friends are Xbox. Warzone's kind of ruined for me now. I can't go on it, not only just because of the cheating, but the mechanics of it. But a game I'm really looking forward to is Apex in August when that goes cross-platform. I have a strong feeling that I'm going to change my opinion in a week of playing it because I think Apex is pretty much, I like to think I'm okay on PlayStation, but then I'm coming across some really good PlayStation players, and I want to think in my head and go, how's he done that? He's definitely. And then I went, wait, hold on, he's on a PlayStation. He's just clearly better than me.
We all do that.
Exactly.
We all do. I'm not. He's cheating. No, I'm out. I'm done with the game.
99% bullcrap. 1%. He was actually better than me.
He's better than me. Yeah. You get absolutely slapped. You're like, how did he kill me? I hit every shot. Yeah, mate. He's got a Mastiff that hit for 130. You've got a you've got an SMG that hits for 11 a shot. Who's going to win that fight?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't take that into consideration, and I think obviously I think YouTube, Twitch, all that sort of stuff, the news, the media, it doesn't make it any better because players that are absolutely ridiculous are getting reported. Do you know what I mean? Because it's they're thinking, oh, this kid's cheating. If you'd never know, anybody could just go and watch one of our academy lads, and they could just sit there thinking, he's not missed a single shot, he's cheating.
Yeah,
he's on Xbox.
Well, this is the thing. It goes back to the Symphony thing, right? And no matter where I go, all the time, I always say business is business, right? So this whole Symphony thing came out that he's got aimbot on, he's hacking, yada, yada, yada. Lots of big YouTubers and streamers, Nick Merckx, Dr. Disrespect, all these guys called him out on it. To his reply was, I want to make it look like I'm aimbot him. I want to make it look like I'm hacking. When I first seen that on Twitter, I was like, that just doesn't make sense to me, right? This guy has went from, I think it was 1.5 million subs on YouTube to 4.7 or something silly like that. Do you know what I mean? And every single title of his video just now is using my hacks on noobs or getting these fresh hacks in. He's obviously not hacking. He's too stupid. The kid is literally really stupid. Not that I know him personally. He's a stupid kid. But from a business point of view, he's getting all this attention over something he's not doing. And he's just grasped that hook, line, and sinker, reeled it in, and now he's getting views because he's putting it in his own titles. And his views and subs have went up massively, which is such a smart play because, he's obviously putting out there saying, I'm not a hacker, but here you go.
You'll have kids going in there and people, like I watched Nature and Courage JD's show the other day on YouTube, and they was going on the same topic we're going on, and they said, listen, this kid has played it smart because you'll be having all these people going into his stream and they'll be clipping it and they'll be going, look, he's hacking. And if anything, they're going in there to bring him down. They're actually doing the opposite. They're making him more money.
Exactly.
So there is pros and cons. Obviously, there's no cons. There's no pros in cheating because you're just cheating yourself and you're cheating other people, and people are just going to get really pissed at you. But has anybody else experienced first-hand cheating? Like in chat, let us know if you've experienced any cheating. There you go. Rev has said there's a lot of cheaters in FIFA 20 PC, standard PC. Most of the top 100 are cheaters. Okay. That's FIFA for you as well, to be fair.
Just curious if Rev's still there. Rev, can you just write in chat how people cheat in FIFA? Because I'm not. I hate football. I can't stand it, especially the games. But how do people cheat in?
Do they make the goals smaller? Do they?
Yeah, like I'm curious. Like, is it a constant speed buff or what? Like, that's something I'd like to come back to if that's all right.
Because we're talking primarily FPS here.
Yeah.
But we've also got to take into consideration as well, while Rev's doing that, is it's not just gamers themselves that could potentially cheat. You've got to think about potential leagues or any other situation. Going back to CDM, going back to Call of Duty, and you look at it the other week, Seattle Surge, they made a couple of roster changes. Karma retired. They benched Enable. They brought in Proto and Panda, and they was playing amazing. They got through group stages. They went through to playoffs. They come up against Atlanta FaZe. Atlanta FaZe being the top two teams, them and Huntsman. And Seattle was 2-0 up. Nobody would have thought it. On their first home series, through roster changes, they come in 2-0 up. Then some technical glitch happened. And in the rules, it clearly states, if it's after half an hour, that gets forfeited, basically. Seattle were ready to go. They was all golden. It come from FaZe side. We don't know which player or what happened. Nothing got released in the press. If there is, please link it in chat. But it was 40 minutes, and Seattle was annoyed, like really annoyed. And then FaZe obviously come back. They did their apologies, all that sort of stuff. And then FaZe 3-0 literally won the next 3 maps, and they reverse sweeped them. So to me, Seattle got screwed a bit there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. So I don't understand if it was a 40-minute tech difficulty and it clearly states in the rule 30. What do we know any information of why that got the go ahead or why the extra 10 minutes were allowed? Or
there was nothing in the press release. It was just obviously even the codcasters said, "Well, listen, we don't know what's going on. It should have been this game should have been cancelled by now. It should have gone to Seattle." Because as far as Benson, who is one of the main casters, he turned around and said, "It's normally 30 minutes, any technical difficulties, and it goes to the team that's ready to play." And at that case, Seattle Surge was ready to play. Octane kept going up, kept ringing the referees and saying, "What's going on? What's going on? We're ready to play." They was fired up. If you think about it, they've been sat there waiting for 40 minutes. They're fired up. They've just won map 1 against probably one of the best respawn teams in the league. They've won map 1. They've gone to map 2. They've won S&D quite comfortably, might I add. And then it come to map 3 on domination, and there's a bit of a technical declare. So is it to me that because it's FaZe, the league are favoriting their top team, they don't want to? But you think about it from a league standpoint, that's going to have good press. That a team's changed, they've come in and they've beat one of the top 2. So what's your take on it?
I don't like using the word corrupting gaming and stuff like that. Like you see a lot in like general sports or general TV where you hear the word corrupt and all the rest of it. But if you ask any gamer to think of a team, straight away it's going to be FaZe. Do you know what I mean? The old school sniper montages, all the old school players, the content creation now. You ask any generation of gamers, are going to say FaZe. Some might say Optic or some might say Cloud9 or whatever else, but FaZe is definitely one of the guys up there. Yeah. To think that a league would favour a team, definitely a possibility, 100%. Yeah. In the idea of a league finalist win, because if there's no press on it, why has there been no argument like further from Seattle Surge? Like, why was the 10 minutes not questioned? Because I would be questioning it 100%. Going a little bit off topic, like majority of people know, I played rugby and I played twos. Twos is like below the ones, like your ones are the best team you've got in the whole area. And we were playing against the second team. Their first team was playing our team. We were beating them 20-0 by half time. Half time came. They lost the player, so we were 15 men to 14. Out of nowhere, they had 3 brand new guys. that all got swapped on the pitch. Now, I'm not saying 3 new guys makes a difference, but by hell, it made a difference because these guys were playing at a better level than what our whole team were. And these 3 guys changed momentum, switched it all around, end up injuring a few of our boys, and they beat us something like 70-20. We didn't even score another point. So from that changeover from a sub coming in, or 3 subs in that case, that totally messed us up. But yet, still to my knowledge, we never complained or argued against that because we thought there wasn't much of a point. Now, with Seattle Surge had the same kind of vibe that maybe there's not enough evidence to back it up or chase it.
The problem is you're thinking about it. Champs is round the corner. Champs is this month. Seattle Surge, bottom of the league, which means they go to the losers bracket. If you think about it from a Seattle Surge business point of view, they've paid $25 million plus to get in the league.
Yeah.
To have referees not standing by the rules. So you've got to think from, if they're paying £25 million to go into a league, you think, 1, the league's going to be officiated correctly because you've paid $25 million, and 2, you think you're going to get a fair shot.
Yeah.
Because everybody's paid the exact same amount. So I think it's, from that standpoint, I think, honestly, Seattle, I don't know behind the scenes if they did kick off a fuss. I would have, personally, you would have, I think pretty much everybody in chat would have. But it's just a case of what is done is done. And they've just got to move on. But they, honestly, I tip my cap to Seattle Surge because what I seen in that series, they played much better as a team. But here's a question: how do people in League of Legends cheat? Honestly, no idea. I'm not a League fan myself. Ashen's in chat. Ashen, how do you cheat in League? Any of the League boys, if you're in here, tell us how they cheat in League because we'd really want to know that, which would be massively appreciated. But 2 flips.
I was trying to think. There was something. I could have the wrong game here. I think I might have the wrong game, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm not that big on League of Legends.
So Josh, I remember Josh telling me about this actually. So basically, apparently, it was a case of 2 teams went to fight against each other. Josh, you'll have to remind me of the team. I forgot about it. And basically, there was a glitch. Somebody was actually DDoSing the server, and then one of their team was going in looking at the map and where people was. So, but they did get caught out quite big. Yeah.
See, I've read on or watched videos as well that there's been games where it be, I don't know if it's CSGO or League of Legends, whatever games, but you know how they always play on these big platforms and they've got the stages behind them that shows all the crowds in the audience. I've seen a couple of, I think it was in like Chinese tournaments where a guy had, his whole team had to forfeit for cheating because a guy on the end computer was constantly turning around and looking to see where the enemy team was placed. And referees got onto it and he done it about 4 or 5 times. And it was like a respawn kill. So he was purposely going out the way, dying, having a 10-second respawn. And in those 10 seconds, he was looking and obviously feeding through to the microphone to his teams where they were situated, what they were doing, blah, blah, blah. But it gave him the win to their first round. And as it carried on into the second round, I thought a bird flew through my window there. I absolutely pooped my pants.
When it went the ceiling.
Oh God! We went through to the second round. They turned around and said, "Right, something's fishy here. This guy's purposely dying. I'm going to fight." So on and so forth. But that's another form of cheating. It doesn't have to be hacks. It's genuine, just straight up cheating.
Yeah, definitely. So Josh is saying here that basically there was a pause and the game was restarted. They knew everybody's position and that was in league. So do you know what I mean? You've got some. It's a shame to say, but you do have some serious cheaters. But at the end of the day, they're only cheating themselves in a sense. We know somebody that is openly admitted, listen, I used to cheat this game. I used to full on hack it. And he just did it just for the crack. But you don't see the other side in the way that people actually get annoyed by it, and it puts people off a game. Like I went on Warzone and some dude sniped me from like 7. I don't know if it was good. Like I said before, it was like 700 meters. But do you know what I mean? I don't know if the kid's good. I didn't report the guy because I didn't know if he were just really good or really hacking. But wasn't there a case at one point in Warzone where there was no report button?
Yeah, it wasn't even. They didn't have a report button, but they didn't even have like the anti cheats in. Activision weren't doing anything about it. And it went on for about a month and a half. And PC guys, God bless them, they just have to crack on and deal with it. Well, even Xbox and PlayStation guys as well, just to deal with it. Like, and still, even though they're saying all these anti-cheats are in just now, it's still happening. There's still guys aimbotting and they've got their hacks through the walls and all sorts. Like, but there's nothing worse than like shooting somebody through a wall. Like, just time playing the game and figuring it out. I've had people report against me, and it's came back as failed or negative or anything else, strictly because I'm on a PlayStation 4. But there's a lot of stuff when it comes to playing the multi battle royales you play or whatever games, and you get knowledge. Chunky aimbot. But yeah, like you get knowledge in a game, and that's yet again, it goes back to Symphony. Like, I feel sorry for these guys that have grinded games and have got knowledge, but are getting classed as, because they're really good, they're hacking or they're cheating or whatever else.
So, I'm glad you actually mentioned that. I did some research today. Who do you think in the esports world is the person that gets reported the most for potential cheating?
In the whole entire esports world?
Yeah. And you'd be shocked on how many reports he gets.
Oh, God. Scump? No?
Shroud. Shroud is the biggest person.
Yeah.
But the guy is cracked.
Yeah.
Like, people look, like I said before, people will go into his streams and they'll literally sit there going, he's aimbotting. He's definitely aimbotting. But there's no way, obviously, unless a referee goes up, checks the PC, blah, 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 he'll openly turn around on the stream and say, listen, send whoever you want round to my house, they can check it. Send a CSGO referee, turn around to my house, they can check my PC. But again, he's the same as Symphony. He's just like, listen, if I'm, do you know what I mean? He's same attitude as us. It's a case of he's only cheating himself at the end of the day. So, next aspect is a case of, in the future, do you think cheating is going to be cracked down on more, or do you think it's going to be a case of it's going to just carry on the way we're at?
Definitely, it's got to. If you look back at 2015, I don't want to get into too much details, but 2015 CS:GO, a player admitted using Adderall, which isn't a legal drug, but they class it as a performance-enhancing drug. 2015, then and there, they decided that they were going to start drug testing within esports, which is a massive, it's huge. And they caught loads of people out for things that they never even thought could be classed as illegal to use within esports. So that kind of aspect, it becomes a lot realer. And you see all the time, you see all these people that come online and go, oh, professional gaming is not a sport. Yes, it is. It's a professional esport. People are getting paid to do it. There's a guy that was getting paid something like 2.5 million a year for riding a bike for an avatar in actual cross-country biking. Do you know what I mean? That was an actual sport. I mind on Josh saying on one of the Wicked Wolves Facebook gaming posts, he was watching the virtual esport racing just now because there was no sport.
Oh my God. And
I can guarantee you at least over 60% of people worldwide that have not been getting their live sports fix or their live sports fix, they've been turning to esports, or they've been turning to watch in. I know CDL mentioned that obviously this is one of the first times I've ever streamed from home, but it got massive viewing.
Look at the Premier League. Look at the Premier League. They did a FIFA tournament where they had Premier League players playing against each other in a tournament just to give some content. And it went down quite well.
But this is what I'm saying. It's definitely just going to get bigger. And I've said it from 2 years ago when all these games started making these cross platforms or virtual reality and all the rest of it. At some point, sports is going to stop, or it's going to be non-existent, and virtual sports and esports are going to be the takeover, because you don't have to be the fittest or the best or anything like that. You could be, a guy that sits at home and grinds all the time. And like, we've come to that realization. I say to you, like, I've kind of gave up on the idea of wanting to be a competitive player, because I feel like with the knowledge I have and the managerial skills, I can pass it on to these younger minds and mold them that still have a chance. Because my chance is gone. Like, I can't keep up to date with all these young crank kids. But the guys that are coming through that are hungry can definitely give them the knowledge. but it's definitely just going to get more and more better, and it's going to be cracked down on more in years to come.
So if you look at it from like obviously you come from a rugby background. If it was football, for instance, if it's a case of if somebody in football is shown as like blood doping or anything like that, they have a governing body to turn to and say, listen, you're banned from playing football, blah, 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 blah. You cannot compete in any divisions whatsoever. So obviously UEFA turn around and say, nope, you are banned. You cannot play in England. You cannot play in Germany. Is it a case of esports potentially bringing a governing body to govern all competitive scenes?
100%. Definitely 100%. If it gets the money behind it and it gets the more viewership behind it and it gets to that more serious state than it already is, they need to bring in a governing body. It's the only way it's going to run. You know what I mean? If somebody from Scotland is a pro player for Warzone or whatever else, if they move and they get banned or whatever, they shouldn't be allowed to play it full stop. You know, like Jarvis can't move to England and play Fortnite just because it's another server. He's banned for life. So it should be the same in everything. The governing body would definitely end up sorting it all out. For the whole entire system's wronged the whole entire world.
Well, there you go. You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. Esports should get a governing body. Right. So moving on. Wicked Gaming. We did a bit of a giveaway earlier last month, which was Cyberpunk 2077. I have accumulated all the names on here. As you can see, there is 76 of them. I won't go through each and every single one of them, but there's loads. Wolves members, non-Wolves members. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw it randomly now, and they will be the winner of Cyberpunk 2077. Can I get a drum roll in chat, please? And the winner is...
Please be Scott Muir. Please be Scott Muir.
Josh Edwards.
Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VP of the VP of Brand and Partnerships, who actually helped me get the has actually won the Cyberpunk giveaway. Josh Edwards, he actually spoke to me earlier. He was like, "How many entries have I got?" I was like, "Yeah, you've got an entry, my man." He's like, "No way," and he's gone and won it. So, Josh, well done, my friend. Cyberpunk is yours. I will be speaking to you a little bit later on, but just to show, that is mental. The fact that all these names, I honestly can't believe it. Like,
unbelievable.
Even my mum had an entry. Like, this is this is nuts. But hey, gamer, I forgot his actual name. Yep, there you go. Get in. He's put. So there you go. I hope you're one happy person. But Josh Edwards is the winner of the Cyberpunk 2077. Get a GG's in chat for Josh Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Much appreciated as always. But I want to speak now about Wolves' future. So me and you, obviously, I'm chief exec. You're competitive general manager. So obviously now, as you can see up the top, GG Josh Edwards from Josh Edwards. There you go. You'll see a name there that nobody else has you won't have seen before. We've obviously shouted out ID Gaming. We shout out Razorwire Energy, who, by the way, have announced 2 new flavors: tropical and sour lemonade. Is it sweet or sour? Sour lemonade. So they're obviously go and try them out. Use code WW Gaming without a G for 10% discount. Go and try them out. Tell us what you think about in the next episode about them flavors. But Dream Studios. So I'd like to announce that Dream Studios are now the official photography partner of Wicked Gaming. So they'll be doing the official shoots, they'll be doing the official roster videos, and they'll be working a lot closely. Myself and the owner, he's my cousin, basically. He's the founder and CEO of Dream Studios. Obviously, we sat down, we crunched some numbers, we spoke about it, and obviously now he's looking to potentially go into esports and have that sort of aspect. We do have some future plans lined up, which will be announced later on in the year. But it's a nice it's good for us because we can help each other and we can help grow, which is a massive aspect. So hashtag Dream Studios, there we go in chat. Thank you very much to Zach Eaton. But go and check him out on Facebook. Really nice gent. Obviously, if you want, I'm trying to work on a discount code as well. So if you want to go and get some photography, he does music videos, he does videography, he does photography, all sorts of stuff. Go and check him out. Amazing work. But I also want to say Samson's come in and said, Lucky fucker, Josh. Yeah, totally agree with you. Like I said, this channel's not filtered at all. But Mini Sparks has come in and said it's a fix. If it was a fix, I'd win it. Trust me, I want to play the game.
Is Mini Sparks saying that we're cheating?
Are you saying we're cheating when we've just been on about cheating?
What are you on about? Mini Sparks.
Yeah, I can't aimbot a generator. Or could you? Is that a thing?
Prove it.
Prove it.
Oh God.
But there you go. It's been anything from you two first. Come on.
Well, I'm heartbroken I've not won Cyberpunk because I shared and liked and commented and everything, but it's fine.
We won't go into being heartbroken. That's just off topic.
I can come back for that one. Trust me.
we'll go off heartbroken because
Jordan's heartbroken that he missed out on the chance of getting a personal little webcam viewing with his dream girl, Jew. Is that what we're talking about just now? You feel cheated, Jordan? Feel cheated that you missed out?
I do feel cheated I missed out, actually. They could have announced it better. I've got them on the Instagram. They didn't put anything on, so I'm actually quite gutted.
You get a hashtag up the alpha in the chat.
Mini Sparks has just put, what can I say? Boy loves a good cheat.
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh.
Well. I'm not going to lie. It really annoyed me because I went on to buy. I purchased the ticket. I'm watching I found out what the VOD is anyway, but I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, you never know. One day I might be able to meet Jew. You never know. So she is watching this. Very much doubtful.
Get her tag, boys. Get her in.
Get her in.
Holy moly.
Hashtag get Jordan to Jew. That is the new Twitter trend. I'm telling you, like I've seen videos of people like sitting down with Dreamcatcher and having a dinner date. They've got 20,000 subscribers, 200,000 subscribers. Listen, I don't want all the Dreamcatcher. I want one, and that's Jew. Simple as. But there we go. We've gone a little bit off topic, but I appreciate everybody coming by anyway. Well done to Josh Edwards, who did win the Cyberpunk 2077. Will be announced later on all our socials. Please make sure you are going checking out WikiWolves Gaming. If you aren't a member of Wolves or you aren't a follower of Wolves, honestly, we produce some amazing content. The link is literally on my channel, or follow me on Instagram if you like, or on my Twitter. But Scott, he streams quite a bit. So do you want to promote yourself, Scott?
Yeah, guys, you can come follow me on Twitch at Captain Toothless 9. But more importantly, let's try and get some of the troops in here. Get subscribed to the Jayster Show. This is quite low key, quite chill, quite fun. So get some boys in, get subscribed, and come follow the channel.
There you go. Thank you very much. But if you are new around here, make sure you do like, share, subscribe, and turn post notification on. There will be an episode every week, 9 o'clock, as we do. It's very chilled, very relaxed, and we can say what we want, when we want, and how we want. So there you go. Right, thank you very much for this week's episode. Toothless, you're a legend and much appreciated as always. Thank you very much, guys. Speak to you soon.